Welcome back to English in Fluency. I'm your host, Alex, and today we are doing something that I think a lot of you have been waiting for. We are going deep into one of the most important, but honestly, most overlooked skills in English listening. We are talking about how native speakers express certainty, how they say things with full confidence, how they let you know, without any doubt, that they believe something is completely true. Now here is the thing. If you are at a B1 level, you already know a lot of English. You can understand conversations. You can follow stories. But there is this gap, and I hear about it all the time from learners. People say, "Alex, I understand the words, but I miss the feeling. I miss the tone. I do not always catch whether someone is sure about something or just guessing." And that gap, that space between understanding words and understanding meaning, that is exactly what we are going to close today. So stay with me. This episode is designed to help you hear certainty in real English conversations. And I am not just going to explain it to you. I am going to walk you through real dialogue examples with characters you can follow, situations you can picture, and practice moments that will genuinely train your ear. By the end of this episode, you will be catching confident statements in English the way a native listener does, naturally, automatically, without having to stop and think about it. Before we start, I want to ask you something. Have you ever watched a movie or a TV show in English and someone said something really confidently, but you were not sure if they were just being dramatic or if they actually meant it? Like when a character says, "I know exactly what is going to happen." Is that just an expression, or do they really know? That kind of confusion is so common, and it comes from not being trained to hear the signals of certainty in spoken English. Today, we fix that. Let us get into it. So first, let us set the stage. Why does certainty even matter in English? Why is it such a big deal to recognize when someone is certain versus when they are unsure? Think about it this way. In every conversation, people are constantly giving you signals. Those signals tell you how much to trust what they are saying. When your friend says, "I think the restaurant closes at 9, that is very different from your friend saying, "The restaurant definitely closes at 9. Both sentences are about the same restaurant and the same closing time. But the first one tells you your friend is guessing. The second one tells you your friend is sure. If you miss that difference, you might make the wrong decision. You might show up at the restaurant at 8:55 thinking you have time, only to find it already locked up. In real life, catching those certainty signals can change how you respond, what you decide, and how you feel about a conversation. And that is why this skill is so important. At a B1 level, you are ready to learn this. You have the vocabulary. You have the grammar. Now we are going to add that extra layer of understanding, that feeling for confident English. Let me introduce you to today's main characters. We are going to follow 3 people through their day, and we are going to listen to how they express certainty in different situations. Their names are Marcus, Priya, and Oliver. Marcus is a confident, energetic guy who works as a sales manager. Priya is calm and thoughtful, and she works as a nurse. Oliver is a student, a bit nervous sometimes, but very driven. As we follow them, you are going to hear real conversations where certainty shows up in natural ways. And after each scene, we will pause and break it down together. Ready? Let us begin with Marcus. It is early morning. Marcus is at his kitchen table drinking coffee, and he is on the phone with his colleague, a woman named Donna. Marcus says, "Donna, I am telling you right now, we are going to close that deal today. I have already spoken to their finance team. I have the numbers. I know what they want. This is definitely happening." Donna asks, "Are you sure? Last time you said that, the client backed out at the last minute." Marcus laughs and says, "That was a completely different situation. This time, I am 100% certain. There is no way they say no. I will call you the moment it is done." Okay. Pause. Let us look at what Marcus just said and pull out the certainty signals. First, he says, "I am telling you right now." That phrase right there is a strong certainty marker. When someone says, "I am telling you," they are not being casual. They are saying, "Listen to me. I mean this." It adds force. It adds confidence. You will hear this phrase a lot from confident English speakers who want to be believed. Then he says, "This is definitely happening." The word definitely is one of the most common certainty words in English. It means without any doubt. When someone uses definitely, they are closing the door on uncertainty. They are not saying maybe. They are saying yes, for sure, absolutely. Next, "I am 100% certain." Now this one is interesting because it uses a number. In English, 100% means completely, totally, with no exceptions. Saying you are 100% certain is saying you have zero doubt. Native speakers love using this expression in both formal and informal settings. And finally, there is no way they say no. This is a negative certainty expression. When someone says, "There is no way," they are expressing that something is completely impossible in their view. It is certainty expressed through negation. Instead of saying, "This will definitely happen," they say, "There is no way it will not happen." Same meaning, different feeling. Now let us practice. I want you to listen to these phrases and repeat them out loud. Say them like you mean them. Say them with the same confidence Marcus uses. Say this: "I am telling you right now, this is going to work." Say it again, but this time, say it like you truly believe it. Put energy behind it. Now, say this: "There is no way this fails." Good. Now, say this: "I am 100% certain about this." Do you feel the difference? Those are not casual phrases. Those are phrases that carry weight. When you hear them, you know the speaker means business. Let us continue with Marcus. It is now midday. Marcus is at the office, and he is talking to a newer colleague named Ben. Ben says, "Marcus, do you think we should change our presentation strategy for the afternoon meeting?" Marcus shakes his head and says, "No, absolutely not. We have been doing this for 8 years. Our method works. I know it works. I have seen the results. You trust me on this, right?" Ben looks uncertain and says, "I guess so. But what if—" Marcus cuts him off gently and says, "Ben, listen to me. I am not guessing here. I have the data. I have the experience. This is not a feeling. This is a fact." Let us break that down. Marcus says, "Absolutely not." The word absolutely is another powerful certainty marker, just like definitely. It leaves no room for doubt. When you hear absolutely as an answer, it means the speaker is completely firm. No maybes, no possibilities, just a clear, confident no. Then Marcus says, "I know it works." Short sentence, simple words. But the certainty is in the structure. He does not say, "I think it works," or "I believe it works." He says, "I know." That one word, know, is one of the strongest certainty signals in English. To know something means you have no doubt. It is in a different category from thinking or believing. And then Marcus says the most powerful thing: this is not a feeling. This is a fact. When someone separates feelings from facts in conversation, they are doing something very intentional. They are saying, "Do not dismiss this as my opinion. This is real. This is proven. This is solid ground." As a listener, when you hear someone make that kind of separation, you know they are not just expressing a preference. They are expressing certainty. Now I want you to imagine yourself as Ben in that conversation. When Marcus says those things, how do you feel? Probably like arguing would be pointless, right? That is the power of certainty language. It shuts down doubt. It closes the conversation. Let us move on to Priya now. Priya is a nurse, and she is mid-shift at a hospital. She is talking to a younger nurse named Jade, who is handling a patient case for the first time. Jade looks worried and says, "I am not sure if I should give the patient the second dose yet. The doctor's notes are a bit unclear." Priya says calmly but firmly, "Jade, I have been doing this for 12 years. I can tell you with absolute confidence that the second dose is not due until 8 o'clock. I have read those notes 3 times. There is no ambiguity. 8 o'clock. That is it." Jade looks a little relieved and says, "Okay, thank you. Are you sure, though?" Priya says, "I am completely sure. No question about it." Let us take apart what Priya says. "I can tell you with absolute confidence." This is a formal certainty phrase, and it is used a lot in professional settings. Teachers say it, doctors say it, lawyers say it. When someone says, "with absolute confidence," they are signaling that what follows is not an approximation. It is their firm, considered belief. The word absolute means total, complete, without limit. Then Priya says, "There is no ambiguity." Ambiguity means confusion, doubt, or having more than one possible meaning. So when Priya says, "There is no ambiguity," she is saying there is no room for confusion. The situation is clear. This is a very precise, educated certainty expression. You might hear it in academic discussions, professional environments, or from people who are very careful with language. And then, "I am completely sure. No question about it." 2 certainty expressions back to back. Completely sure means 100% sure, no reservations. And "no question about it" is a fixed expression that means there is absolutely nothing left to doubt or debate. It is done. It is settled. Notice how Priya's certainty feels different from Marcus's. Marcus is loud and energetic about his certainty. Priya is calm and steady. But both of them are equally certain. The language is different, the tone is different, but the message is the same. I am not guessing. I know. This is something I want you to really absorb. Certainty in English does not always sound the same. It does not always come with high energy or excitement. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is firm and still. But the words and phrases carry the same weight, regardless of the volume. So let me give you a list of certainty expressions to hold on to as we continue. These are the phrases you will be training your ear to catch. You will hear, "I know," "I am certain," "I am sure," "definitely," "absolutely," "without a doubt," "there is no question," "I can say with confidence," "there is no way," "without any doubt," 100%, "no question about it," "I am positive," "I guarantee it," "I have no doubt," "clearly," "obviously," "beyond any doubt," and "I am telling you." Each of these is a signal. When you hear any of them, your brain should register. This speaker is expressing certainty. They are not guessing. They are not hoping. They are sure. Now let us continue with our characters. Let us check in on Oliver, our student. Oliver is in his university library, and he is talking to his study partner, a girl named Chloe. Chloe says, "I do not understand this chapter at all. I think I am going to fail the test." Oliver looks at the chapter and nods slowly. Okay. I have read this 3 times. I understand it pretty well. Let me explain it to you. I am certain that the main argument is about how environment shapes identity. I know that for sure." Chloe says, "Are you sure? Because my notes say something different." Oliver says, "What do your notes say?" Chloe reads from her notebook. Oliver listens and then says, "Okay, that is actually a supporting point, not the main argument. Look at page 42. The author states it clearly right here. This is without question the central thesis." Chloe says, "Oh, wow, I totally missed that." Oliver says, "Yeah, it is definitely there. No doubt about it." Let us look at Oliver's certainty language. He says, "I am certain that," followed by his specific statement. Notice the structure. He does not just say definitely loosely. He uses a certainty marker right before he states what he is certain about. That structure, certainty phrase plus specific content, is very common in explanatory or academic English. People use it to make sure you know exactly what they are sure about. Then he says, "I know that for sure." The phrase "for sure" is very common in spoken English. It is informal but strong. When someone says something "for sure," they mean it with full confidence. You will hear this in casual conversations, between friends, in text messages, in everyday speech. It is one of the most versatile certainty expressions in the language. Then, this is without question the central thesis. The phrase "without question" means there is no doubt, no debate, no alternative explanation. It is a slightly more formal expression, often used when someone is pointing to evidence or making an argument. It says, "I am not just saying this. There is proof." And finally, "no doubt about it." Short, clean, clear. This is a very commonly used spoken expression, and it is a strong certainty signal. You might hear it at the end of a statement, almost like a stamp of approval. The speaker is saying, "My point stands. There is nothing to argue about." Now, I want to do something a little different. I want to give you a deeper listening challenge. Instead of single sentences, I am going to give you a longer piece of dialogue. I want you to listen, or read carefully, and count how many certainty expressions you find. This is a real exercise, so take your time. Here is the dialogue. Marcus is presenting his sales results to his boss, a woman named Caroline. Caroline says, "Marcus, give me your honest assessment. How did the quarter go?" Marcus says, "Caroline, I will be straight with you. This was our best quarter in 3 years. I am absolutely certain of that. Our numbers are up by 22%. There is no ambiguity in the data. The strategy worked. I knew it would work when we launched it, and I have no doubt it will continue to perform. Our team is the best it has ever been. I can say with complete confidence that if we stay on this path, next quarter will be even stronger." Caroline raises an eyebrow and says, "You sound very sure." Marcus smiles and says, "I am 100% sure. The results speak for themselves." Now, how many certainty expressions did you catch? Let us go through them together. I am absolutely certain of that. That is one. The word absolutely plus the phrase "I am certain." Double certainty. There is no ambiguity in the data. That is 2. No ambiguity means no confusion, no doubt. I knew it would work. That is 3. Past tense, new signals that he had certainty before the fact, not just after. He is saying his confidence was not just lucky. He genuinely knew. I have no doubt it will continue to perform. That is 4. I have no doubt is one of our core certainty expressions. I can say with complete confidence. That is 5. This is a formal certainty phrase, very strong, very deliberate. I am 100% sure. That is 6. Full certainty. No exceptions. 6 certainty expressions in one short conversation. That is a lot. But in confident, professional English, this is actually normal. People layer certainty expressions to reinforce their point. They build a wall of confidence word by word. And this is exactly what you need to start hearing. Not just one expression in isolation, but the pattern, the rhythm, the way certainty language stacks up in real speech. Let us take a short break from dialogue and talk about something important. There is a difference between sounding certain and being certain. Native English speakers know this difference, and you should too. When someone uses a lot of certainty language, they may actually be very confident. But sometimes people use certainty language to project confidence even when they are a little nervous inside. Think about Marcus. He is a sales manager. His job literally requires him to sound certain even in difficult moments. That does not mean he is lying. It means he has trained himself to communicate with confidence because his work depends on it. This is a cultural point about English, especially American and British English. In these cultures, sounding confident is valued. People are often taught from a young age to speak with conviction. So when you hear a lot of certainty language, it does not always mean the person has all the answers. Sometimes it means they have been socialized to speak boldly. Understanding this will help you become a more sophisticated listener. You will hear certainty language and think, okay, this person is presenting themselves as sure. Whether they truly have all the facts is a separate question. That kind of critical listening is a higher-level skill, and it starts with being able to recognize the language in the first place. Now let us continue with Priya. It is the end of her shift. She is in the break room with her colleague, a man named Samuel, and they are having a completely different kind of conversation. They are talking about a film they both saw. Samuel says, "I thought the ending was ambiguous. I still do not know what actually happened to the main character." Priya shakes her head and says, "No, I am telling you, the ending was not ambiguous at all. She survived. It is clear as day. Did you see the shot at the very end? The breathing. That was absolutely intentional. The director was clearly sending a message." Samuel says, "Really? I did not pick up on that." Priya says, "It is right there. I am positive about it. And actually, I read an interview with the director afterwards, and she confirmed it. So there is no question. The character survived." Samuel laughs and says, "Okay, I believe you. I guess I missed it." Priya says, "You definitely missed it. But now you know." Let us look at a few things here. Priya says, "Clear as day." This is an idiom, but it functions as a certainty expression. Clear as day means completely obvious, like something you can see as clearly as you can see daylight. When someone says something is clear as day, they are saying there is no reason to be confused. The answer is right in front of you. She also says, absolutely intentional. You already know absolutely as a certainty marker. But here it modifies another word, intentional. She is not just saying it was intentional. She is saying it was absolutely intentional, without any question, completely on purpose. This is how certainty language can modify descriptions, making them stronger and more definite. Then, I am positive about it. Being positive in English, when used this way, means being completely certain. It does not mean feeling happy or optimistic. It means having no doubt. This is another word that can confuse learners because positive has multiple meanings. In the certainty context, I am positive equals I am 100% sure. And finally, you definitely missed it. Here, definitely is being used to confirm something with certainty. Priya is not saying, you might have missed it, or you probably missed it. She is saying, you did miss it. Full stop. That is definite. What I love about this conversation is that it shows you certainty language in a casual social setting. This is not a workplace. It is two friends talking about a movie. And certainty expressions show up just as naturally here as they do in professional settings. That tells you that this language is not formal or stiff. It is everyday. It is normal. It is everywhere. Let us go back to Oliver. It is evening now. Oliver is at home, on a video call with his parents. His mom, whose name is Rita, is asking him about his plans after graduation. Rita says, Oliver, are you really going to apply for that research position? It sounds very competitive. Oliver says, Mom, I know it is competitive, but I am not just applying blindly. I have been preparing for 6 months. I have talked to people who have done it. I have read everything about the program. I am confident in my application. I genuinely believe I have a strong shot. Rita says, but what if you do not get it? Oliver says, if I do not get it, I have other plans, but I am sure I am going to give it my best effort. And honestly, I feel certain that my background is exactly what they are looking for. I am not saying I am guaranteed to get it, but I believe in what I have built. Rita says, okay. You sound so sure of yourself. Oliver says, I am, Mom. I really am. This dialogue is interesting because Oliver uses certainty language in a more personal, emotional context. And it is a little more nuanced than Marcus. Let us look at why. Oliver says, I am confident in my application. He is not saying I will definitely get it. He is saying he is confident in his own work, his own preparation. That is an important distinction. Certainty here is about self-belief, not guaranteed outcomes. Then he says, I genuinely believe I have a strong shot. The word genuinely here functions almost like a certainty intensifier. It means truly, sincerely, without pretending. When someone says, I genuinely believe, they are separating themselves from empty optimism. They are saying, this is not just something I am saying to feel better. I actually believe it. Then Oliver says something really important. I feel certain that my background is exactly what they are looking for. He uses the phrase, I feel certain, which combines emotional language with certainty language. Feeling certain is different from knowing something as a fact. It is a certainty that comes from inside, from gut instinct, from deep self-knowledge. This is softer than I know, or I am 100% sure, but it is still a strong expression of confidence. And then he says, I am not saying I am guaranteed to get it. This is fascinating because he is actually stepping back from absolute certainty about the outcome while maintaining certainty about his effort and his value. This is sophisticated use of certainty language. He is being honest about what he is sure of and what he cannot control. This is actually how many confident, mature English speakers express certainty. They are not overconfident. They are not arrogant. But they are firm in what they know, what they have prepared, and what they believe about themselves. As a listener, catching this kind of certainty means reading not just the words, but the structure of what someone says. What exactly are they sure about? That question changes everything. Now, I want to give you a full listening challenge scene. This is a longer one, and it brings all three of our characters together. They all happen to be at the same community event, a neighborhood planning meeting. And the topic is whether to build a new park or a new parking lot in the neighborhood. The meeting organizer, a man named Gerald, opens the floor for discussion. Gerald says, "All right, everyone, we have two proposals on the table. Proposal A is the new park. Proposal B is the parking lot expansion. Let us hear from the community." Marcus stands up first, naturally. Marcus says, "I will go first. I think this is actually a very simple decision, and I am going to be direct. The park is the right choice, without any doubt. I have lived in this neighborhood for 15 years. I have seen what happens when communities invest in green spaces. Property values go up. Crime goes down. People connect. I am certain of this based on everything I have seen and read. And I guarantee that 5 years from now, if we build that park, we will be thanking ourselves." Some people clap. Then Priya raises her hand. Priya says, "I agree with Marcus, and I want to add something from a health perspective. I work in healthcare. I see every day how lack of outdoor activity affects people's physical and mental well-being. I can say with complete confidence that having accessible green space directly improves community health outcomes. The research is clear. There is no ambiguity in the data. A park is not a luxury. It is a necessity. I am absolutely positive about that." More applause. Then Oliver, a little nervously but firmly, raises his hand. Oliver says, "I am a student. I study urban planning. And I have written 2 papers on exactly this kind of decision. So I know the research pretty well. I am certain that the communities which invest in parks consistently report higher satisfaction, better mental health, and stronger social bonds than communities that do not. I am not just guessing. I have the data. There is no question in my mind about which option is better." Gerald nods and says, "All right, it seems there is strong support for the park." A man in the back, named Trevor, stands up. Trevor says, "But what about parking? We already have a traffic problem. Is anyone certain that a park will solve that?" Marcus turns to him and says, "Trevor, I am not saying a park will solve the traffic problem. That is a separate issue. What I am certain about is that a park will improve this community in ways that go far beyond traffic. We can address parking separately." Priya adds, "I am completely sure that prioritizing a park does not mean ignoring traffic. They are not the same problem." Oliver says, "And I am positive the data supports a phased approach. We can absolutely address both over time." The room murmurs. Gerald says, "All right, let us take a vote." "Okay, let us work through that scene." What you just heard is a community meeting with multiple speakers, all using certainty language in different ways, for different purposes, with different personalities. This is the closest thing to real life that we can build in a listening lesson. Marcus says, "Without any doubt." We have heard this one before. It is a powerful and very common certainty phrase, He also says, I am certain of this based on everything I have seen and read. Notice that he is giving reasons for his certainty. This is very natural in English. When someone explains why they are certain, it makes their certainty even more convincing. Certainty with evidence is stronger than certainty alone. And he says, I guarantee that 5 years from now, we will be thanking ourselves. The word guarantee is very strong. To guarantee something means to promise it with full confidence. It means you are staking your credibility on it. When someone says, I guarantee, they are saying, if I am wrong, you can hold me to it. It is a high-confidence expression. Priya says, I can say with complete confidence. We have seen this one before. She uses it again here because it fits perfectly in a public, formal context. Notice how Priya tends to use more professional certainty language. It matches her character and her background. She also says, the research is clear. When someone says the research is clear, they are grounding their certainty in external evidence, not just personal belief. That is a very persuasive move. It says, do not just take my word for it. The evidence agrees with me. Oliver says, I know the research pretty well. He uses pretty well, which actually softens his claim slightly, which is interesting. He is not saying, I know the research perfectly. He is saying he knows it pretty well. This is honest and relatable. But he follows it immediately with, I am certain that, which restores full confidence. The combination is very human. He is being slightly humble about his knowledge base, but completely certain in his conclusion. He also says, there is no question in my mind about which option is better. This is a great phrase. There is no question in my mind is like saying my brain has already settled this. I have thought about it. I have no lingering doubt. This is different from saying there is no question in general. Adding in my mind makes it personal and thoughtful. And at the end, all three characters use certainty language to respond to Trevor's challenge. They do not back down. They redirect. They clarify. But they maintain their certainty. This is what confident English sounds like under pressure. It does not collapse. It adapts. Let us now do a focused practice section. I want to give you a series of sentences, and I want you to identify the certainty expression in each one. You will do this on your own, so pause if you need to. Sentence 1. She is without a doubt the most qualified person for the job. Sentence 2. I can tell you with absolute confidence that this method works. Sentence 3. There is no way he finished that project already. Sentence 4. I am positive they said the meeting starts at 3. Sentence 5. Clearly, the team needs more support. Sentence 6. I am 100% sure I locked the door. Sentence 7. There is no ambiguity here. The answer is yes. Sentence 8. I know for a fact that she called yesterday. Sentence 9. He definitely said he would come. Sentence 10. No question about it. That was the best meal I have ever had. Now, let us check together. Sentence 1 uses without a doubt. That is a classic certainty phrase. Sentence 2 uses with absolute confidence. Strong, formal, deliberate. Sentence 3 uses there is no way. Certainty through negation. Sentence 4 uses I am positive. Certainty through confident personal belief. Sentence 5 uses clearly. This one is quieter, but very strong. Clearly means it is obvious to anyone who is paying attention. Sentence 6 uses 100% sure. Full certainty, no exceptions. Sentence 7 uses no ambiguity. Technical and precise certainty. Sentence 8 uses I know for a fact. Grounded in evidence, very strong. Sentence 9 uses definitely. Simple, clean, unambiguous. Sentence 10 uses no question about it. Personal, expressive certainty. Did you get them all? If you missed one or two, go back and read through them again. Read them aloud. Say the certainty expressions out loud and let your mouth get used to them. Your mouth needs to know these phrases too, not just your brain. Now let us talk about something subtle. How does tone and stress affect certainty in spoken English? You already know that certainty words carry meaning, but in spoken English, how you say something is just as important as what you say. Native speakers use stress, which means saying certain words louder or with more force, and they use tone, which means the rise and fall of the voice, to signal certainty. When Marcus says, I am absolutely certain, the word absolutely is stressed. It is louder. It is longer. It draws your attention. That stress tells you this word is the key word. This is where the certainty lives. When Priya says, there is no ambiguity, the word no is stressed. It is firm. It is final. The stress says, do not even think about arguing with me on this. When Oliver says, I know the research, the word no is stressed. It stands out from the rest of the sentence. The stress says, I am not guessing. I am not hoping. I know. So as you practice listening, train yourself to notice not just what words people choose, but which words they stress. Those stressed words are usually where the emotional weight lives. And certainty is emotional. It is not just intellectual. It is a feeling of firmness, of resolution, of groundedness. Let us do one more long scene before we wrap up today's lesson. This one is between Marcus and Oliver. They meet unexpectedly at a coffee shop, and Marcus offers Oliver some career advice. Marcus is sitting with his coffee when Oliver walks in. They know each other from the neighborhood. Marcus waves him over and says, Oliver, sit down. How is the job search going? Oliver sighs and says, honestly, it is stressful. I have been applying, but I am not sure if I am doing it right. Marcus shakes his head and says, look, I have been in the professional world for 15 years. I can tell you right now, the most important thing is confidence. Not just in interviews, in everything. The way you write emails, the way you talk to people, the way you carry yourself. I am certain of this. Oliver says, I know confidence matters, but how do you build it if you do not feel it? Marcus leans forward and says, that is the thing people get wrong. You do not wait to feel it. You act confident first, and the feeling follows. I know this because I lived it. When I was your age, I was nervous all the time. But I made a decision. I told myself, I am going to speak like I know what I am talking about, even when I am learning. And now, I genuinely know what I am talking about. There is no question about it. Oliver nods slowly. Marcus continues. What kind of jobs are you applying for? Oliver explains. Marcus says, okay, here is what I know for a fact. That field is competitive, but it rewards people who are specific about what they bring to the table. Do not be vague. Do not say, I am a hard worker. I am passionate. Everyone says that. You need to say, here is exactly what I have done. Here is exactly what I can do for you. And I am absolutely certain I can deliver results. That is the language that gets you hired. I guarantee it. Oliver looks thoughtful and says, that actually makes a lot of sense. Marcus says, it definitely does. You just have to believe it yourself first. There is so much good certainty language in that scene. Let us highlight some of the most important moments. I can tell you right now. We have seen this before from Marcus. It is his way of opening a certainty statement. It signals that what follows is not casual observation. It is firm conviction. I am certain of this. Simple and direct. No extra words needed. I know this because I lived it. This is grounding certainty in personal experience. He is not just asserting certainty. He is explaining where it comes from. That makes it more convincing and more human. There is no question about it. Clean and final. I know for a fact. This phrase is used when someone wants to emphasize that what they are saying is not opinion. It is established truth based on evidence or experience. I am absolutely certain I can deliver results. This is certainty applied to self. It is a self-confident statement, and it is the kind of language that impresses in professional settings. I guarantee it. Marcus loves this phrase, and it works for him because it carries real weight. He is staking his credibility. It definitely does. Quick, clean confirmation at the end. That conversation is a masterclass in how certainty language builds trust, creates connection, and communicates value. Oliver walked in unsure and uncertain. Marcus used certainty language so naturally and so generously that by the end, Oliver felt more grounded too. That is the social power of this kind of language. All right, we are getting close to the end of today's episode, and I want to leave you with a few final thoughts and a summary to carry with you. First, let me say this directly. Learning to hear certainty in English is not just a grammar skill. It is not just about memorizing phrases. It is about tuning your ear to a deeper layer of meaning in language. Every conversation you listen to in English from now on, I want you to ask yourself, is this speaker certain? How do I know? What words are they using? How are they saying them? That practice, done consistently, will train your ear faster than anything else. Second, remember that certainty language comes in different flavors. There is formal certainty, like I can say with complete confidence, and there is no ambiguity. There is informal certainty like no doubt about it, for sure, and definitely. There is emotional certainty like I feel certain and I genuinely believe. And there is evidence-based certainty like I know for a fact and the research is clear. Each type shows up in different contexts. A nurse at work uses different certainty language from a student talking to his mom. A sales manager in a meeting uses different certainty language from a friend talking about a movie. But all of them are expressing the same fundamental thing. I am not guessing. I believe this. Third, start using this language yourself, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, even if you are a little unsure inside. Try saying, I am certain that, before your next important statement. Try ending a point with, no question about it. Feel how it changes the energy of what you are saying. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes for you to say it, the easier it becomes for you to hear it from others. And fourth, pay attention to stress. When you watch English content, whether it is a film, a podcast, a YouTube video, or a conversation, notice which words the speaker emphasizes. Those stressed words are usually the most important words, and certainty words are almost always stressed. That stress is a sound you can learn to recognize. Let me leave you with a final scene. It is night. All three of our characters have had long days. Priya is finishing her notes at home. Marcus is reviewing tomorrow's agenda. Oliver is lying on his bed, thinking. Oliver opens his phone and types a message to his friend Chloe. I had an interesting talk with Marcus today. He reminded me of something I keep forgetting. You have to speak with confidence even before you feel it. I think he is right. I am certain I have what it takes. I just need to keep going. He puts his phone down and looks at the ceiling. Outside, the city hums along. Millions of conversations happening. People expressing doubt, expressing hope, expressing confusion, and yes, expressing certainty. And now you know what to listen for. Now here is your call to action. And I mean this sincerely. Do not just listen to this episode once and move on. Come back to it. Pick one scene and listen to it 3 times. The first time, just follow the story. The second time, focus on finding the certainty expressions. The third time, say the key phrases out loud along with the character. Make them part of your body, not just your brain. Then go out into your English listening world and hunt for these expressions. Every time you hear one, give yourself a point. Make a mental note. You are training your ear, and that training takes repetition. But I promise you, it works. If you found this episode helpful, share it with someone else who is learning English at the B1 level. Leave us a comment and tell me which certainty expression was new to you today, or which one you are going to start using. I read everything, and hearing from you honestly keeps me going. Subscribe to English in Fluency if you have not already. We release new episodes every week with exactly this kind of deep, practical, human listening practice. Not just vocabulary lists, not just grammar rules. Real language, real conversations, real progress. I am Alex. I will see you in the next one. And I am absolutely certain it is going to be just as good as this one. Take care of yourself. Keep listening. Keep growing. You are doing better than you think.